Hello Tubesters, it's Gav and welcome to another one of my videos. Today it's another shout out and it's to a good friend of this channel, Old Tom. That's Ramblers 69 channel. I have a whole bio on Tom here, kindly sent over by himself to me. There may be a few inaccuracies in this shout out. I will not be held responsible for that. You know, this is more or less from Tom's own words even. Just before I start, Tom is a main scale car builder. He does some fantastic models, scratch building, paint work, and things that most of us wouldn't have thought of. Like if you go and check over, I don't know if it was it was a Japanese car that he'd actually painted in like as the Mitsubishi Zero fighter scheme from the war, and it really worked well. You know, only Tom could think of that one, and although I do prefer his metallic paints, but that was brilliant. Anyway, so I thought I'd just give you a bit of a flavour of what Tom's all about. I've got to keep looking down at my notes from time to time, just so I don't forget anything, because he has had an absolutely packed career, if you want to call it that. Tom started to make more models. You know, he said himself on his own channel as a kid. He was often building models, his parents are buying models and whatever. As he got into his later teens, obviously it started to turn into more of an addiction. It happens to a lot of guys and girls out there that make kits. It's unfortunate because it's very, very costly. And when you've just started to get a family together and mortgage and all that, the last thing you want to do is to be addicted to styrene. There are clinics you can go to, but you know, Tom, he thought, no, I can stop ahead of this if I just keep making that bit of extra money, do my normal work and stuff, do a bit extra. I'll keep ahead of my addiction. So him and his good mate Jeff at Heartbeat Model Garage there, not garage, UK, but we'll say model garage, it sounds better. I can't say garage. Anyway, they come up with the idea of, they went past one of these gator farms, you know, where all the fools, tourists go to park money to watch gators eat chickens and things like that. They were going past one of those and they came up with the idea of gator wrestling. They was going to pull up on abandoned lots with a pickup truck with a tank on the back, and Jeff would take all the money, and Tom would get his speedos on. Oh, I know, just bear with me on that one though. Get his speedos on, get in that tank, wrestle around, easy 20 bucks a head, no worries. And that way you could buy an extra 2 or 3 kids, put the kids through school, pay the mortgage off, wife would be happy, not a problem. If he lost the odd limb, as long as he had one to hold that model kit and that airbrush, he was okay. And they did that for a fair while, and it was while they were doing the wrestling that an agent for Hulk Hogan, who'd have guessed it, he was just driving past, saw this wrestling going on and thought, you're just the guy we need. Now at first you're going to say, well, I don't remember seeing him in any pro wrestling tournaments. You know, I'd have recognised Tom. Well no, because he wasn't being used for pro wrestling, he was being used as a body double for Hulk when he went out to, you know, do signings and go to schools and, you know, all the type of thing. They'd stick a bandana on his head so he didn't have to, you know, like me, a bit shiny, a bit cue ball. They'd never noticed that Tom had actually got hair, so put the old bandana on, big moustache, jobs are good, and he'd already seen him in the Speedos, he knew he could do it. So he made a fair extra bit of money starting to do that. The gator days are behind him, he didn't have to worry about losing any more digits, he could just get there, strut around, you know, do the Hulkamaniac type of thing, do a bit of flexing, easy money yet again. Tom then went on, again, I think it was sometime in downtown Miami anyway, someplace he was opening a superstore, a Pizza Hut, something like that. And it was actually the producers of Miami Vice saw him. They needed, yes you guessed it, a body double for Don Johnson. They needed it in the scenes with the ladies, and you know, anything where he gets hurt really, you know, throwing himself over cars, you know, blowing up power boats, just the type of thing for Tom. And all the time the kits were getting put in the garage, or the shop. A shop over here would be a sweet shop. Putting them all up, they were getting higher and higher and higher. and he was making a lot of money out of this. And you know, while the show was going, not a problem. It was then he started bumping heads with another. He by then he'd become a really big collector of kits, known throughout the United States, if not worldwide. And that's when he started bumping his head against another massive collector from Arkansas. I'll leave his name out of this for now. You know, names are changed to protect the innocent. But he started to bump heads at different bids, you know, on eBay and things like that. Both scrabbling for the same kits, both with the same addiction. But between the pair of them, they've managed to keep it calm. You know, there's been no major fallouts. They've both got modelling channels. That's Sean at the Scale Model Car Guy channel. You know, go check these guys out. They're friendly to each other until it comes into a bidding war, and then if they want that kit, they'll bid for it. Eventually, obviously, Miami Vice, sad for all of us Vice fans out there, finished. Tom was wondering what to do. It was then, while swatting mosquitoes one day in his back garden or yard, he thought to himself, I know. Why not start breeding mosquitoes for jungle type shows? Because by then he'd made a lot of contacts in the film and TV world. He could breed mosquitoes for the jungle scenes, and he could also sell those and fruit flies onto for experiments at different laboratories. He has made a fortune out of that. You'll often see people going around with his t-shirts on, you know, his famous slogan, "Flies spread disease, keep yours closed." Now, where did that one come from? Letters on a postcard, or a stamp even, or in the comments below. I'll keep throwing these bits in, and you just have to find out where they've come from. And he's made a fortune of that, and now he's well, you know, he still looks young, but you know, now he's coming towards retirement. He's thinking of shutting down the business and just counting his kits. Making the odd one and staring at the walls and walls of just boxes and boxes and boxes of styrene. Should they ever fall over, he's in a world of poo. So that's my shout out to Tom of Ramblers 69 fame. He doesn't need a shout out. He's got a lot of subs, but he's an all-round good bloke. He'll take this on the chin, or I will when he gets over on the plane and decks me. But he's a really nice bloke, and you know, he's been a lot of help for me, a lot of backing for my channel, and it's not just backing channels. I think you can warm to different people, and even when you're not doing that particular genre, although I will be doing a couple of cars at some stage. You know, he's been a great bloke. I was inspired by Tom's work from the very start. I'm not into cars. I hardly know one from another, and particularly American cars. You know, I mean, why would I? And I don't mean that in any derogatory sense. I just mean I don't live in America. I don't know American cars. But I love well-built scratch building, and the paintwork for cars do it for me. I love this. I'm a sucker for the metallics and whatever. You know, I really do like that type of stuff. So, guys, if you don't mind, would you please go and check Tom out? You know, and just see if it's a channel you'd like. Unlike mine, he doesn't ramble and he doesn't have huge videos. You're looking at 3 or 4 minutes and he's gone. As he says, we're out of here, guys. You know, he can't be doing too much waffle. Unlike this channel. So please go and check Tom out. I would appreciate it. It's another one of the Gav shout outs, just raising community interest and just keeping us all in contact. As I say, we don't always gel with other channels, and I don't mean that in any type of nasty sense. I just mean what somebody likes, somebody else might not like. But go and check Tom out. I'd really appreciate it. And I'm sure he would just, you know, like to see you stop by and take a look at some of his builds, because they are absolute quality. He wins awards all over the place for them, and you know, he really deserves, you know, as many subs as he can get. So thank you very much, guys. Thanks for stopping by and taking a look, and there'll be more videos coming up very soon. Cheers.